Hi traders, welcome to the F Trader. I'm Kay and I'm going to run through some charts with you just to let you know that it's Martin Luther King Day and the American session is not operating today. Hence, we've had quite a slow session today. So just before we jump into the charts, if you like this channel, please subscribe. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. So gold's been after the weekend, it opened up and we had a lot of selling over the Asian market, and it's done quite a bit of technical damage actually because it's broken through this support and it's kind of pushed down to about the 1802. But buyers, the bulls came in quite quickly and it's moved back up again, and it's kind of continuing in that sideways pattern. Now, I'm not quite sure how far this is going to keep going. If it keeps starting to make lower lows, technically the bears are going to start taking control and start pushing the gold price lower. But we need to keep a lookout and see how it's going to play out. If I just show you guys on a 1 hour chart, this sideways pattern is continuing. But as you can see, when the market opened, there was just such a sheer amount of selling and the orders came through. It's pushed through this support, but it got bought back very, very quickly, which is, it's quite a good indication that the bulls are there. But it seems to be a big tug war between the bears and the bulls, and we just have to weigh it out, see what's happening. As I mentioned, I had taken a long position playing that range based on the Bollinger Band. I'll just show you that again. At the time, I put my stop loss around the 1810. That got triggered and we stopped out. And we are waiting for another trade. So, I mean, that's part of trading. No one likes to lose money, but as long as you do good money management, you should be okay. So not much more to report on this, just a bit of a wait and see. I'm just going to quickly jump to a cable chart, the pound dollar. That's pulled back quite nicely as discussed. This is a daily chart. It's pulling back. I'm going to wait a little bit longer before I go long. I mean, could have been a good entry point here with a stop around here. But I think it's got a little bit more way to go, especially because it's had such a great big bull run here. So I'm gonna wait. I think there'll be a better pullback and a better entry point. But again, quiet market, not much to report. Looking at the euro dollar as well. As mentioned, let's go on to the 4 hour chart. No, sorry, it wasn't the 4 hour chart. It was the daily I was mentioning. As mentioned before, it comes close to this 40 EMA, touches, goes through a little bit, and then carries on going higher. I'm kind of liking this support line here, and I think given it's been a low volume day, maybe tomorrow, depending on how we range and how we play, I will potentially take a long position to the upside. But I need to look at this a little bit further and let it play out and see where it's going to go. But I kind of like a long position to the upside based on this technicality that it's showing. That's it really for today. I haven't got much more to add as the volume's been low. I've been asked a lot because I concentrate on gold a lot with regards to physical gold and how you guys can obtain that. So, or how you can just buy gold for long-term investing. What I tend to tell people is there's 3 ways you really can own gold. It's either to own it physically, which is great, but you've got to pay for storage costs, or you've got to get a nice safe and you're always worried that your house or your flat or something's going to get hit. But you have physical gold, so that's quite good. The second way that a lot of people tend to buy gold is through ETFs, so exchange traded funds, and one of the biggest ones is GLD. I'll leave it in the description. So an ETF is basically a share. So like you go and buy shares in a company, you're buying shares in a company which will actually buy physical gold and put it aside. They do charge you a little bit based on the share, the ETF price for storage costs and actually for them doing this, but it's quite a good way to get ETFs. It's quite a good way to buy gold through an ETF, I should say. because you manage to actually hold, in some senses, physical gold, but not actually go through the trouble of it. Just be warned that if you are buying an ETF for gold, try to get one which has good liquidity, because with massive price movements, if you're dealing with the smaller ETFs, you're going to kind of have an issue with being able to sell at the right price, or for it moving enough in that direction that gold's moved. So, I mean, like I said, GLD is quite a good one. You can also get ETFs in your currency, local currency too. But I kind of like GLD. The other way you can do it is through margin and spread betting or options trading. I'll come on to options trading in a second. I may actually do a little PDF or like a PowerPoint on this so you can see it more easily. So with regards to buying on margin, it's quite risky. You got to know what you're doing, and you will be paying overnight charges. So you do kind of need to understand what you're doing. But you know, if you're watching my videos, I'm guessing that you guys obviously understand trading to a certain degree. So I mean, that's more short-term speculative play. With options, they're great if you actually work in the industry, so you want to hedge, or if you actually own some physical gold and you have a certain price in mind that you want to sell at. It's great to sometimes sell an option and collect the premium at that price that you have in mind, which is quite good as well. I'll go into more detail at a later stage, because options can be quite tricky if you don't understand them. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please leave me any comments that you have, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.